the most wonderful time of the day. There'll be book lists we're showing and copies we're holding and games that we'll play. It's the most wonderful time of the day. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My voice is still not working right, so the jingle is terrible, but thank you so much for enduring it. We're back today for day 5 of Vlogmas because we want to do 24 or 30 days of book lists around here. We're not sure yet if it's going to be 24 or 30, but there are going to be lots of book lists this month. That's the plan, that's the goal, and today we have another one. I hope you've been enjoying these lists so far. I've been trying to keep them a little varied. So today's going to be a little bit different again because yeah, that's the intention. So today for day 5, we're going to be looking on the shelves for books that have 5 words in the title. 5 or 6? 5 or 6? Can we do 5 or 6? Because it is day 5, but it's also day 6 because, you know, like I said, we kind of got out of the schedule of Vlogmas. So it's going to be a day 5 video on day 6. So we'll look for titles in these shelves right here so that you can still see me picking out the books. We'll look for books that have 5 or 6 words in the title. And I'll tell you if I've read them because my shelves are not organized. There are a couple of organization schemes at work here, but they're both read and unread books here, and the only person who knows whether or not I've read a book is me or you if you've been watching the channel long enough and you know the books that I've read. So yeah, let's look for some books that have 5 or 6 words in the title is what I said. So let's start. These are the Booker Prize winning books up here and up to here. These are all books that have won the Booker Prize. So 4 or 5 words in the title. No, 5 or 6. 5 or 6 words, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Patty Clark, ha ha ha, is one. Have you read it? I have. The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. This is the movie cover. I've read it. I love this book. Have you read it? Give yourself a point if you've read the book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one too. So Jane Coetzee's Life and Times of Michael Kay. I've read this. Have you read it? I haven't read this copy. I read a copy from the library, so this is still brand new. The spine is still unbroken. It's a great book though. It's about a man who's a little mentally challenged, I think, and he's trying to bring his mother back to where she's from. The book is set in South Africa. Jane Coetzee is from South Africa. And it's about a man who is trying to take his mother back to her home. She's dying, and she wants to be returned home before she dies. She wants to go home, and I think he's mentally challenged, but they're also in very desperate circumstances. So there's no money to pay transportation. So he's like walking with her. It's a very graphic book in terms of how it just like puts human emotion out there. And I don't think I've ever talked about this book on the channel, which is why I'm talking about it now. So I should probably reread it so we can do a review. True History of the Kelly Gang by Peter Carey. This is an Australian author, and no, I haven't read it. One time I did try a chapter tag, I think, and I read maybe the first few pages and I said I'll come back to it, and I haven't. So yeah. And this one, The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy. This has 5 words in the title. I have read it. I think I read it twice, and I liked it. I liked it when I read it, but I have heard reviews or read reviews about it that weren't glowing, and it makes me think that maybe I wouldn't love it as much if I read it again, because I've been influenced by what those reviews and reviewers said. But for now, we're saying I really like this book. Don't look at the mess that's up there, okay? Other books that have 5 or 6 words in the title. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's too many. 2, 4, 6. A Brief History of 7 Killings by Marlon James. Jamaican graphic. Because Marlon James writes graphic fiction like nobody else. But this is a very, very introspective look at Jamaican culture in the 1980s. Kind of what people, the common man, as well as the superstar, the comparison between those two people in Jamaica. But yeah, graphic. So 5 or 6 words in the title. Do we have anything else on here? 3, 4. Well, I don't know. Does this count? Because the love songs off. There's a four words. But then W.E.B. Du Bois, like how many words would you say his name is? Is it 1 or 2 or 3? In any case, I've read this and I love it. So if you've read it, give yourself a point. Other books, we're not going to go too far because there's a lot of stuff here. The Life of the Mind by Christine Smallwood. I read this a few months ago. I liked it. It was about a woman, a young woman. Well, she's not so young. She's maybe 30s. Is she 30s? But she's a adjunct professor in New York City, and she's still in that place in her life and in her career where she's still competing with her members of her cohort from her graduate studies, and competing for jobs, but also competing for the affections and the commendations and the referrals of their professors. And I liked it. I liked a lot about it, but it also went into a lot of, like it said, it's the life of the mind. It went into a lot of discussion of bathroom habits and is she pregnant or isn't she pregnant, and what it means if she is or what it means if she isn't, and a little bit of discussion about miscarriage and abortion. And there's a lot in this book, but I liked it, and I don't feel like I've talked about it much on the channel either. Other books. A Tall History of Sugar by Cordella Forbes. Akashic Books sent this to me a few months ago and I still haven't read it. It's been on my TBR several times and I just haven't picked it up, and I feel so bad about that. So we're gonna make this a priority in 2023 because the author is Jamaican and I want to read this book and I want to love it. But I tell you what, someone told me, I don't want to name names, but I think someone told me that they read it and they didn't love it. And it was someone who I know is invested in wanting to love books by Black authors. So I said I would put some distance between that review and my actually reading it. So, but yeah, if you've read it, you get a point. So there's some good that comes out of reading the books. Even if you don't love them, you can get a point here for Vlogmas. Other books. This 2, 4, 6. Till the Well Runs Dry by Lauren Frances Sharma. This is not Jamaican. This is a Caribbean author. I think she's Trinidadian. Yes, she is. This has also been on my TBR a few times and I haven't yet read it. And what can we say about A Visit from the Goon Squad by Jennifer Egan? Own this copy. I've owned this copy for at least 5 years because I remember buying this book, a used copy at the Goodwill, back when I used to go to the Goodwill, back when they used to sell books at my Goodwill when I lived in Harlem, which was about 5 years ago. So this copy has been languishing unread on my shelves for a while. And I haven't read it. So yeah, maybe that's enough. Let's see how many books. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Okay. So yeah, and that's perfect because we're doing 5 or 6 word titles. So those are 11 titles. Let me know in the comments down below what your score was. How many of these books you've read. I have read 1, 2, 3, 4. Not that, but 5. And 6 and 7. So I've read 7. I've read 7 of the 11, but of course this is kind of skewed in my favor because these are books that I own, and I've read a lot of the books that I own. Haven't read all. I don't know if I'll ever get to the point where I've read all the books that I own. I don't think I ever want to get to that point, because if there's ever a point where I think I'm going to not have any unread books on my shelf, I'd probably buy more books. So those were 11 titles. Let me know what your score is, and we'll be back tomorrow for another video. I have some videos. I have a lot of video ideas that I need to make, but I don't have the resources right now to make them. Some of them are vloggy. Some of them just need me to be a little better equipped with a voice. So yeah, today this will have to do 11 books. 11 books with 5 or 6 word titles. Let me know how many you've read. Let's chat down there. And until we come back for another video, give this one a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and happy reading. Bye.